like my old thing. Let me share this out through YouTube Messenger. See where else I can share this out. Let me share this to my boy. Alright. So now I done shared it out to a couple people. So I'm let y'all roll in for a minute. I'm not gonna be too long. I'm not gonna be too long either. But I'm up here because politics as usual. So let's talk about it. Salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor. Good morning, Malika. Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker. Back again today to Weapon Tap on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution. Today I'm going to talk about politics as usual. I'm a registered independent. I'm not left or right. Now, am I right-leaning? Yes. A lot of that has to do with the income I make and the field that I work in. But it's crazy because when we're looking at this election, I want to talk to Black America because there's something going on here, right? So this morning, I'm scrolling through YouTube and TikTok because now I've been spending a lot of time on TikTok too. And, excuse me, someone posted a video of Vivek Ramaswamy. And he was explaining how he was upset with Kamala Harris. What up, Ra? And the reason he was upset with Kamala Harris is because he was like, well, she's denying her Indian heritage. And that's very true, right? She is right now going on this black woman thing. And you have a lot of Black Americans who are like, let's get the first black woman president. First of all, she wouldn't be the first black woman president. She'd be the first Indian American woman president, but she'd be the first female president. But I was also talking to some fellas I know, and I said, this is actually a major hurdle because in the event that Donald Trump wins, he will have a record of only beating women. His first term, he ran against Hillary Clinton and won. His second attempt, he ran against COVID, but Joe Biden, and lost. His third attempt, Jeffrey Miller, what's going on? I would appreciate it if y'all would get out of my driveway. I guess you're here on 9th Square and you see the people in the building over there. Right? But so I wanted to look at Black America, and I wanted you to realize that no matter which political party you appreciate, neither one of them have given anything to Black America. Why is that? Because all these celebrities that Black America follows are literally that, celebrities. They're celebrated for entertainment. And the major hurdle and issue I'm having is everybody's, oh, black this, black that. And the thing that really pissed me off was I was having a conversation with a black woman about getting a 10-year term life insurance policy, because when it comes to term life insurance, price is the major factor. pretty much the only factor. And I mentioned a carrier that I use. I've never heard of them. Most black people never heard of failed father. Somebody get failed father out of here, please. I'm not in the mood for trolls right now. But the issue that I'm having is we're talking about, oh, we don't know these companies. I don't know this company, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of us don't know a company called PIMCO. Appreciate it, Malika. Appreciate it, Prince Pierre. PIMCO is probably one of the largest mutual funds in the world. And let's be honest, Black America, we talk all this blackety black shit, but we really don't even support black owned businesses. When you look at like investments, we want to go with the company that has the name, which when you're paying for the name, you pay a premium for paying for the name. But then most black Americans, what's going on, Spelly Negro? How you doing? Cool day, by the way. But most of the time when we're voting, and we're voting or we're looking at, black-owned stuff, we don't even really know what a black-owned company is. Prime example, this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now is Ariel Investments. This is a black-owned investment firm, right? It came out in 1984. But we talk all this black empowerment bullshit, but won't fucking support a black business. You never heard of Ariel Investments, have you? Well, you've heard of Charles Schwab, right? You know Charles Schwab has been partnering with Ariel Investments for the last fucking 20 years? Right? Brand 304s, exactly. Thank you, Malika. And all my folks with wrenches, make sure you drop your links. Especially you, Malika. Drop your links. And y'all go support Malika's business. But, we fall victim to, listen, black folks, we're not the only brand whores. But, here's what we will do. We'll buy a shirt that says Gucci all across the front of it, thinking we spent a shit ton of money because it says Gucci all across the front of it. When we don't realize, like, for example, the glasses I wear, I only wear Burberry glasses. I happen to know that Burberry eyewear is made by Ray-Ban. Says, I don't care if she's black or white or purple owned. Whoever has the best product of what I need gets my business. Fuck some name brands to look cool, for real. I feel you. Let's see. Ross says, no business interest, no political interest. If you vote politically with no business interest, you're emotional, not economically. Exactly. Like I said, I don't care who you vote for. But when you put that vote in, make sure that the reason that you're voting for them is because if not for your community, which, Ryan, I get you, if all things were equal, which is really what we want, then yeah, I want everybody to compete on the same level. If you've got the best product, cool. Oftentimes, the most expensive product isn't always the best product. Prime example, these pair of shades are substantially more expensive than a pair of Ray-Ban shades because they have, where is it? The Burberry logo. I don't even know if you guys can see it, right? It's out of focus. But because it says Burberry, right? It's fucking out of focus. I can't get it in focus. But it says Burberry right there, right? I'm sure you've heard of Tulsa Black. So, yeah, Johnny, Tulsa. But have you heard of Weeksville? right? So Weeksville is a black community in the middle of Brooklyn right now, right? Flatbush. They're building all these high-rise, expensive luxury apartments around them, right? Let's see. I'm sure you, I get what you're saying, man. Cheap shit works better than half the time and lasts longer. You got my like and sub, though. I like your message. I appreciate it, Ryan. Just so you know, I curse, spit, and listen to gangster rap. So, you know, I'm not your orthodox financial professional, right? It's probably because of the experiences I've had. 2008, 3 days before Mother's Day, I got shot 5 times in front of my mother. So I have a little different perspective than most people who get into this industry. But again, we will ask, oh, I've never heard it. Like when I sat with this lady and I'm like, miss, you're trying to get a 10-year term life insurance policy. You're trying to get the cheapest thing possible, right? And it like when you're sitting with the financial professional, I don't care if it's, you don't really need, oh, do you have some information? Listen, you're getting the information from the source, the financial professional. If I send you a pamphlet, which I have stuff right here. Hold on, I'll show you. Right? Prime example. I have something right here. Home sweet home. Get into your new house. Right? And on the back, right, it's got information up there too, right? It has my company name, blah, blah, blah. Right? Congratulations, you're a new homeowner. You saved to afford a payment in your monthly mortgages. Right? I'm here to help. Not sure where to start? Call me, the financial professional. So yeah, send me some information so I can look at my options. The only way you get to look at your options is to actually speak to the financial professional. It says, bro be like Carlton from Fresh Prince and Chappelle talking white. Jason, I don't know what talking white is. Do you mean speaking proper English? Or speaking in coherent sentences? I do that from time to time. I mean, I speak Ebonics too. Don't worry. I can get down with the best of them. You know what I mean? I tried to be cordial, but please move your car out of my driveway, sir. Okay, Jeffrey. So, when you're looking at, you know, how do you feel about the market news as of late? So, the market news is, you know, the market is what it is, right? And here's the thing. I'm so glad you asked that, Dark Man Jeff. So here's the thing about the market. Depending on your age and time horizon, don't fucking worry about it. Realistically. All this news and all these financial advisors, and I'm a fucking financial advisor too, and we do this great thing, especially on the life insurance side. We do this great thing called fear mongering. It sounds like we're fucking mobsters. Hey, you got a nice family. It'd be terrible if something happened to you. It'd be terrible if something happened to you. What are we threatening people? Right? And then, you know, when you're looking at the market, the reality is you need to worry about your time horizon. Now, the average time horizon in investing, which is why you'll hear a lot of people tell you to buy term life insurance and invest the rest, the average sold term life insurance happens to be the average time horizon, which is 20 years. Right? That's true. I did just think about that, Malika. I do have kids watching my content, so I do have to keep the F-bombs to a minimum. I trade on the side. I'm actually happy due to the volatility. So if you're doing day trading, that's a completely different concern. But I'm talking about long-term investing. Day trading is a quick hit, realistically. It's not something that you really want to do for an extended period of time. And Jeff, we need to talk. I have a buddy who is a CFA who trades. He lives in a fairly expensive part of Connecticut, which is Darien. And he's a pretty successful day trader, right? He trades margin, right? So generally, to trade with him, you got to come in with 100 grand or better. And that's just because he's a little dog in his firm, right? So he only has 100 grand minimum, right? You get to a next level, you got people talking 500,000 or better. His top dog, you can't come to him with less than $5 million. Otherwise, it's not worth his time to do anything for you, right? These guys are actually pulling hundreds of thousands of dollars in minutes. Booty was more important than water. Chucking and jiving, you talk about the booty warrior. You said booty was more important than water. So yeah, I'll get to your comment in a second, Ryan. But so when you're looking at the market volatility is going to happen. It ebbs and flows, right? So you want to look at your time horizon. So again, average time horizon is 20 years. If you're 25 and you're in the market and it crashes, who cares? You're not looking to get that money anytime soon, right? Now, if you're 50 and your money's in the market, you might be looking to get to that money in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, right? So it's a little faster time horizon, right? You're 25, you're probably not looking at that money for another 30 years, right? Shoot, at this point, if you're 40, you're probably not looking to touch that money for another 30 years. Let's remember, FRA, full retirement age, is currently age 67. FRA meaning full retirement age, meaning when you're eligible to get your full Social Security benefit, right? Is currently age 67 for those born 1967 and before, which ironically enough happens to be a band of 5 years away from RMD, which is required minimum distribution. Required minimum distribution happens to be the age at with which you have to start taking a distribution, even if it's the minimum, required minimum distribution from your retirement accounts, or else the IRS will start taxing your ass 50% of your money on top of what they're taxing you for your earned income. Nobody wants to deal with that. By the way, I got to drink this here contrast because I'm 40 now. So tomorrow I have the dreaded procedure that no man likes to go through. Right? I have to go through both an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. Sounds nasty, but guess what? Especially as a black man, we need to start doing and talking about this stuff because there's so much health concerns happening to us. And give me a second here, Ryan. I'm gonna shoot you a wrench. I like to give everybody a wrench when they're and Aaliyah, I'll get you with a wrench as well. But when you're looking at again that time horizon, right? Oh yeah, now I'm gonna be passed out and everything. But these are things that we have to take care of, right? Salute underrated, right? An underrated salute to you. Put your link in the chat as well if you're gonna have a live later today, right? But these are things that, listen, I want some younger brothers to listen to this too, because our health is no joke, right? Running the streets ain't no fun. You guys know 2008, 3 days before Mother's Day, I got shot 5 times in front of my mama. There's one of the bullets right there. Went through my shoulder. Another bullet, you can't see it right now because my hair is growing. Right here. One through my back. One grazed my elbow. And I got clipped in the ear like Donald Trump. In Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Right? My favorite product is life insurance. Why? Because especially, no doubt, brother. Listen, enjoy your day at work. I'll address what you were saying real quick before you leave, right? So a lot of companies treat you like that because companies are literally that. When they grow to a certain size, they just treat everybody like a number, right? Ironically enough, especially us millennials have learned to job hop. There's no loyalty from these companies, so don't have loyalty to them. But so, like I said, you're looking at your time horizon, 20 years or better. So realistically, unless you're day trading, you don't need to worry about the market, right? Thank you, Ryan. Enjoy the rest of your day at work, right? So you don't really need to worry about the market. Just continue to do what you're doing, right? If you hold on, if you have, your monthly contribution to whatever, then do that. These other financial advisors who are product pushers. I want to push a solution on you, right? Because if I was like a lot of these other product pushers and we were talking about things like a car, I'd just tell you all you need is 2 left tires. Just get 2 left tires and you'll be good. Well, you can't ride on 2 left tires and the other 2, the right side, be rims. You'd be sparking metal all over the place, right? So the reality is you need 4 wheels for a car to go, right? So how do you do that? Well, you get, number one, you do get, so this life insurance company, you promote if or just making up. So Ariel Investments is not a life insurance company. Ariel Investments is solely a investment firm. Now, I am a licensed financial advisor and I'm a broker. So I'm completely independent. So I don't work for any company. I work for you, the client. What happens is a lot of these companies send people like me swag because they want me to send you, the client, to them. Right? I don't give a damn what company it is. Because guess what? When I place business with them, I get a paycheck from them. Now, are there, a few carriers that I generally do business with? Yes. Prime example, I currently don't have a relationship with Ariel. But that's because they're more captive. I don't like being captive. Captive means that you can only sell their products. I don't want to only sell their products. I want to sell whoever the hell product I want to sell. Thank you, Malika, for reminding me not to drop an F-bomb. I just saw a nice young lady walk past with her child. And like you said, I got to be careful because now that I know that children are consuming my content, I do want to be more cognizant of that. Right? So, like, prime example, like I'll even show you, right? So, a few of my main carriers that I tend to place a lot of business with, the main carrier I place most of my business with, and this is because it's advantageous for both me and my clients, because they have the products that are good and sophisticated enough, but they're also affordable, is a carrier by the name of Emeritus, right? But if you'll notice here, you have my firm, CG Wealth Solutions Group, right? Because we don't work for any one company. We work, again, for you, the customer. What's going on, Poppy? Chilling? Hey. Yeah, I know they got the trash out there. It's crazy. Right? So, for example, my broker-dealer is Mass Mutual. So when I get clients who have a little bit higher of a net worth or a few more dollars to invest, I may put them with Mass Mutual and some of their variable products, right? Like, I have a client who some of you may or may not know, who's here on YouTube, excuse me, by the name of Marty McFly. He has life insurance, retirement account, and investments with me. Not going to tell you how much, but it is in the millions. And that's not the life insurance that's in the millions, by the way. That's the retirement accounts and investment accounts. right? And right now, he's very happy with the way his investment account is going, because when we timed it and put it together, it was during this whole time where the mortgage rates were going up, right? So let's get into it, because you as the general public don't know specific questions to ask financial advisors, right? So number one, if anybody is talking about investing, simply ask, can I see the prospectus? Okay? The prospectus is going to lay out everything that you need to know about that investment. Now, the problem is, almost 11 times out of 10, when I show you the prospectus, you're going to have no clue what on earth you're looking at. Doesn't matter. Read through it, familiarize yourself with it so you can start to understand it. Right? And, what's going on, Queen? How's it going? So, like I said, Emeritus, Mass Mutual, Illinois Mutual, Prudential, right? National Life Group, Nationwide. Who else do I have a relationship with? I can't even think. I got like over 30 companies. I try to keep it to like 3 or 4 companies. Good morning, Wanda. So I can't send you a prospectus, Aaliyah, because I'm not marketing a particular fund to you, right? So a prospectus is based on a particular fund. What you can do, actually, I want everyone to go do this, is go to Google, and in Google, I want you to put in, because Jeff asked a great question, which was about the markets and market volatility. So one of the products that I like is I like fixed products, right? I work with a lot of fixed income, right? Fixed meaning it's going to be guaranteed. I just realized my light is on. Why is my light on? One of my doors open? There we go. So I like fixed products, right? A lot of fixed income. So I want everybody, especially you, Aaliyah, because you asked for this, but I can't, like I said, I'm not marketing any particular product to you, so I couldn't just send you a million of prospectuses. But when you're looking at life insurance, you want to ask for a company's annual report. Okay, my eyes are watering, which means my blood sugar is probably getting low, which is a good thing because I've been operating on high blood sugar. But shout out to Aaliyah, because like she said, it's good for a brother to finally be, as a black man in America, we never really concern ourselves with our health. We always want to, I'm Superman, blah, 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 and then we end up dying of a heart attack and wonder why. Right? So what you want to ask when they're talking to you about life insurance, hey, can you send me your company's annual report? Right? And so the annual report will tell you the financial strength of the company, their claims paying ability, so on and so forth. Right? Like, for example, traditional whole life insurance, depending on the carrier, pays dividends. Right? So 2 of the highest paying dividend insurance companies, there's another company I forgot I had a relationship with, Lincoln Financial Group. But the highest paying dividend company in the country is Mass Mutual. They pay nearly an 8% dividend. However, that's going to cost. So your life insurance premium at Mass Mutual is going to be substantially higher for the same death benefit on a traditional whole life insurance policy than, let's say, National Life Group, or let's say Nationwide, right? Or even more expensive than Ant, what's going on? Let me get you a wrench here, brother. Add as moderator, stand moderator. So, you are looking at, paying a substantially higher dividend, right? And so that dividend, or getting paid a higher dividend, but that dividend is going to increase your premium, right? So Also, Ali, I didn't finish answering your question. So I want everybody to go to it's called National Life Group, NLG. Um, Now what I want you to do is go to Google, and in Google type in white BlackRock white paper on fixed indexed annuities, right? Because a fixed indexed annuity, one of my favorite products, is probably a great product to have during these times, right? It's safe money, right? Now, here's kind of what you want. Like I said, you want to have your four wheels. Now, you're not going to hear a lot of agents say this because they're going to be product pushers, right? So they're going to say, oh, only get term life insurance and invest the rest. TWP was popping. You'll hear some people only get whole life insurance. It's the best investment. You'll hear people who are like me, fans of the IUL, only get an IUL. They're all fucking lying. Okay? Like I said, I'm a fan of a certain product. That doesn't mean it's best for you. Just because I'm a fan of it, right? Some people are fans of Michael Jordan while others are fans of LeBron James. And some people love Kobe Bryant. Doesn't mean anybody is right or wrong. They're all great players, right? So what you'll want to do is you want to have a term life insurance policy. You also want to have a permanent life insurance policy, whether that be whole life, limited pay whole life. I think universal life is garbage, but indexed universal life is a good product. So you want to make sure when someone offers you universal life insurance, you ask them, is it just universal life insurance or is it indexed universal life insurance? The reason I won't talk about investments too heavily, I could lose my licensure. So this is the problem. I've had people who would say, oh, don't call out, and I use Wall Street Trapper like we use the term Kleenex, right? Don't say these people's name. It can turn people off and it makes you look like a hater. No, it makes me look like the reality of the fact is if there was someone who you needed an electrician, you wouldn't go for a non-licensed electrician to wire the electrics in your house. Not only because you can take recourse and sue that person if they're licensed, but you're likely to know that they know what they're doing. And if they do harm you, there's recourse you can take. Right? You can't, these guys online, invest with John, who's not licensed, may have some good information, but it's likely they don't know what they're doing. Right? What do I mean by this? They're going to tell you some stuff that maybe works for them, but it might not work for you. Maybe he has the risk tolerance. Risk tolerance is this, okay? If I tell you, hey, I'm going to use you as a person, Malika. Hey, Malika, give me $10,000 to invest for you today. And then you give me the $10,000. Oh, by the way, Malika, you owe me $3,000 in commission after I invest this $10,000. Okay, cool, no problem. I'll just worry about the investment. Okay, and then I invest it, and then that $10,000 the very next day goes to zero. I'm going to call you, and I'm going to say, hey, Malika, I need my $3,000. By the way, I lost all $10,000 of your dollars. It's gone. Right? So now, Malika may be like, Alonzo, I'm going to choke you to death. I needed that $10,000. I was expecting that to flip. And then when it flipped, I was going to make a profit. I was going to be able to pay you your commission. And do you know how long it took me to save up that $10,000? Well, no, you can't fire me, TWP, because you haven't paid me my commission. What I would do is I would either sue you or put a lien on your paycheck till I'm getting paid back, right? Or put a garnishment on your wages. You may never do business with me again, but now it's just, he lost all my money, right? And now, but if that took you a substantial amount of time to save that money, then you probably shouldn't be investing, right? Because you don't have the risk tolerance, right? Wanda says beyond choking. I'm trying to keep it PC here, right? But you may want to choke me, right? Or worse, right? Because look, do you know how long it took me to save up that money? Right? There's some things I see from self-employed individuals, especially the black ones, and they try and they poo-poo the working individual or the individual who doesn't have a shit ton of money to invest with them, right? I saw a meme. Good God, that I do need to move. This trash smells. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta move this car, right? But I've seen individuals who will let me put my shade down, right? But I've had a situation where individuals will be like, oh, you know, my $500 client is like, oh my God, I'm investing this money with you. I need you to hold my hands. I need this. I need that. Meanwhile, my $50,000 client is like, hey, checks in the mail. Well, let me explain something to you. The reason why that $50,000 client doesn't need all this hand holding and specialized treatment, well, not specialized treatment, but specific or very in-depth. Oh snap, my wallet is in my back pocket. Take out my wallet. And needs this very specialized attention is because that $500 client had to do substantially more to have that $500 expendable than that $50,000 client. Right? That $50,000 client just had to go to work for 2 weeks to get that $50,000 to spend of expendable income. That $500 client had to work for, months on end to have that expendable $500, right? So it makes a difference in that person's life, right? God, I can't wait till I get my V8. I'm loving the way my V6 is growling, but I can't wait till I get the V8. Drink some more of this contrast here. And like you said, the $50,000 client knows it's a long game, right? So that $500 client doesn't understand yet. They're not yet a sophisticated investor, right? Oh, that's not even water right now. I got the water in here, ice water. Also, I'm still struggling with the cigarettes, but I've stopped smoking weed. I haven't smoked weed in like 3 weeks. So I have given up the weed, which saves me a crap ton of money. He's coming into. Bro, signal, you fucking chooch. But so it saved me a crap ton of money. Jesus Christ, people don't signal out here. I swear to God, people just want to get their cars hit. Yes, I have a Benz. That's nice. But if you crash into me, you're not going to own the Benz. And if you do, you're going to own a crashed Benz. Fucking idiots. She says, you can send that money to me. Listen, I got you, Malika. But so what ends up happening is, this is an oral fixation, to be honest, which I'm going to break this habit too. Thank you, Wanda. So the next step is, like I said, now that I've given up the weed, I'm going to give these up too, right? All it's going to do is, get my health up. I'll tell you that. I won't be I won't be winded after 40 push-ups, right? Or shoot, I won't be winded after 20 push-ups. Whew, let me take a break. I'm 40 years old. That's super young. I should still be able to do 40 push-ups with no break. Right? Um, says I know that's right. Yeah, but and trust me, I was a heavy weed smoker, so yes, I could definitely send you the money that I've saved, because it's probably in the thousands. Not yet the tens of thousands, but it's definitely in the thousands, right? So I look at these things. Go ahead. Right? I look at these things and I realize, okay, you know, where do we as a people, again, and I want to bring it back to politics, but where do we, you know, put our focus? Let's see here. What is this saying? Oh, shoot. Let me plug in my. There we go. I know. My bad, right? My bad. But in terms of this investment stuff, right? Like I said, you want to look at your risk tolerance, your time horizon. Can you get out the street, sir? Really? Why are you walking in the middle of the street, bro? Like, what the heck? But so, a lot of these things are because, like I said, financial advisors like me realize that you guys don't even know what a fiduciary is or what fiduciary responsibility is. Technically, they say, oh, fiduciary responsibility is that you have to look out for the client more than you. No, that's not really what it is. You want to know what fiduciary responsibility really is? My obligation is to tell you how much I get paid and if what I'm recommending is a conflict of interest. And then I fulfill my legal fiduciary obligation. Right? So, because I had a guy ask me, oh, are you a fiduciary? Yes, I am, but a fiduciary doesn't mean anything. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. I'm actually a fiduciary. Right? I'm telling you what it means. Right? I know it a lot of people, because you got to remember, we're still salespeople, right? So the game's to be sold, not told, right? So you can say I'm like Donald Trump in this, right? Where, remember, Donald Trump had the black lady come up on stage with him, and he was like, oh my God, she was so beautiful. I thought, oh, I might not go back home to the first lady. He said, now that what I just said is political death for most politicians, but me, I don't care. Right? So that's what people want. They want the absolute truth. Right? And so, like I said, a lot of financial advisors are in it for their own pocket. Right? Now that I told you what the fiduciary obligation is, there you go. And the reality of it is, they're not breaking all this stuff down to you. So you need a term life insurance policy to start with. Now, when we're looking at term life insurance, the reason people push term life insurance to you is multifold. One, because it is inexpensive, right? So it's a good thing to get an inexpensive term life insurance policy, right? But if you're going to get it because it's inexpensive, you need to purchase it the proper way. How do you properly purchase term life insurance? Well, you need to get a large death benefit, right? A very large death benefit. So if you go to Google and ask Google how long is a generation, it will tell you between 20 and 30 years. So on average, let's say it happens to be in line with a time horizon, which is 20 years. Right? So you've got your 20-year time horizon, and then you've got your 20-year term policy, which if you're under 60, get a 30-year term, please. Stop wasting money on a 20-year term. Right? Your mortgage is 30 years. You should probably get a term policy that's 30 years. Right? Trump does have no chill. But yeah, those origami features. And mods, can you do me a favor? Because I want you guys to teach these people how to buy life insurance. So, what you need to do, because people vastly underinsure themselves, right? So, like I said, if you go to Google and ask Google how long is a generation, it'll tell you 20 years, right? You go to Google and you ask Google what is the average annual income of an American. It'll be about 50,000. I think it's increased now to like 60, right? So, in those senses, right, 60,000 times 20 is $1.2 million. So, to leave one generation of generational just making it, because $60,000 a year ain't wealthy, right? So, one generation of generational just making it is a $1.2 million insurance policy family, one generation of exactly your annual income. But it's still purchased the inaccurate way. And that's why I call myself the all-star advisor. So, we are in a 0.5% interest rate world. Yes, you'll go see these banks with no overhead, these online banks tell you, oh, you can open a money market account or a high-yield savings account with 5% interest. They also don't tell you that that's a beginning balance of $25,000 and some $50,000. They'll tell you, oh, you need, all you need is, $300. Hold on. All you need is, $300 or $3,500 to open the account. Yeah, that's all you need to open the account. But to realize the interest in the account, you need X amount of dollars. Now I'm just driving around in circles. I should go back to my parking spot, but I'll do that when I'm done talking to y'all. Right? Actually, I think I'm going to go through the hood and pass out some flyers. But so somebody put in the chat www.lifehappens.org. That's where you're going to go to their life insurance calculators, and you're going to go to not the life insurance needs calculator, because that's somebody who's just trying to sell you a life insurance policy. I want you to go to their HLV, Human Life Value Calculator. There you're going to enter your annual income, your assets, any life insurance you currently have, because we assume that most people already have life insurance, right? So you want to get more. So those are a couple of things there, right? And what will happen is, .org, Malika, .org. Yeah, I actually just showed you them. So, give me a second. I'm still in traffic, but let me find somewhere to pull over, and I'll show off some of these flyers. Right? But good God, I can't help it. I'm still a man. Don't be sorry, Malika. No problem. I appreciate you putting it in the chat for me. Either way, you're helping me out here, so I'm not upset at all. So when you're looking at that, you want to do the Human Life Value Calculator, because all too often, a lot of people, don't worry, I'll share it with you again. A lot of people will sell you a life insurance policy because you come to them and you're like, how much is $100,000 worth of life insurance? How much is $250,000 worth of life insurance? Because you never held $250,000 in your hand at once, so it seems like a lot of money. 51, 52, 50. That's 5 years of your annual salary. That's not generational wealth. That's 5 years of just making it. Right? The average funeral costs about $21,000. I know they're saying the national average is like $8 or $9 grand, but those are for these really tiny, small funerals, and especially in the black community, we want to go with the white horses and the doves and the pastor and the, the casket I want is already $6,000, right? Free Venezuela. Right? So, if the casket I want is $6,000, I'm also a person who likes to entertain. So when I entertain, I like to, yes, so it's going to, your income, your assets, your current life insurance, how many years until you want to retire, if you have children, what age they are you paying for them to go to college, are you looking for them to go to a public school or a private school, right? So all these things are factors into that assessment, right? And then it'll spit back a number to you. Come on, sir. All right? And so it'll spit back that number to you, and then you can take that number and run with it. Then you can actually bring that to a financial professional and say, hey, I want X amount of dollars of life insurance, right? Because if you come to me and say, hey, I want $1 million worth of life insurance, I'm going to say, where'd you get that number? What makes you think you need that much life insurance? Or how about if that's not enough life insurance, right? Prime example, I have a client who's a restaurateur. He has about $5 million worth of life insurance, right? Not nearly enough. Why? Because his wife doesn't work. He spends about $140,000 a month on overhead for the business, right? If he should drop dead tomorrow, if he dropped dead yesterday, right? I try to use things in the past tense, right? So I won't say, oh, if you die tomorrow, no. If you died last night. So if he dropped dead yesterday and his wife calls me up and is like, hey, X amount of dollars. Yes, that $5 million will keep them afloat for a little while, but you've provided a lifestyle. So if you're pulling $1 million a year, your youngest daughter is 2 years old. By the time she's 7 years old, all that money is gone. All of it. But he thought he was doing the right thing. Nah, I don't need no more life insurance. I'm good. Okay. That will you tell the doctor when they say, I'm going to increase your dosage of pluck the pluck the pluck the pluck. Right? You don't go, nah, I don't need a higher dose. I'm good. You go, okay, can you put that prescription in? I'm going to go to Walmart and pick it up right now. Right? Because you trust their professional opinion. Just so you know, doctors are salespeople too. They actually get what's called a kickback from a lot of these pharmaceutical companies just for prescribing a medicine. Prime example, a company called Novo Nordisk, which is one of the biggest insulin suppliers, was giving a doctor a kickback of $300 per prescription that they gave to their clients for a Novo Nordisk brand of insulin. Okay, well, this doctor happens to have at least 1,000 clients or patients who are on insulin. So if you give $1,300 kickbacks, he just got $300,000, right? Or 30 grand, I'm sorry. But if you give 1,000, yeah, if you give 100, but still, $3,300 kickbacks, he just made 30 grand, right? From recommending insulin. God, Jesus. So, people cannot drive, and it is annoying to no end. Let me find somewhere to pull over, Leah, and I will show you guys my flyers. But so, these are the things that you get faced with. So again, ask for the annual report. Hey, can I see your company's annual report? But so when you're buying term life insurance, you want to buy a large death benefit, right? Because what happens is, like I said, we're in a 0.5% interest rate world. So what that means is if you pass and you leave $10 million to your family, but you tell them, hey, we're going to let me go over by Sam's and see if my cousin is over there. And you leave $10 million in a death benefit, but then you give them, that $10 million and you say, put in a high yield savings account. This high yield savings account is going to pump out a dividend. It's an annual dividend of 0.5%. What is half of 1% of 10 million? It happens to be 50,000. So now you've got your family receiving $50,000 a year in perpetuity, right? But a $10 million death benefit is not cheap. That's why you get term life insurance. If you're spending $500, $600, $700 a month, you're going to spend that on a term policy to make sure that you got a substantially sizable death benefit. Otherwise, don't waste your money on term life insurance. I'm spending $25 a month on a $250,000 death benefit. You're wasting your money, right? Term life insurance is like car insurance. If you don't use it, good. Go ahead, boss. If you don't use it, good. But you get nothing for not using it, right? And once that term is up, you've paid for the coverage that you had. You don't get any money back unless you get a ROP term, which is return of premium. Oh, okay. Right? And that's how that one works. Right? So that's return of premium term life insurance. Right? So, like I said, let's see if I can show you. So here's one of my flyers, which is talking about estate planning. Oh. Are you a genius, bro? You're trying to crash into me. What the heck? So this is a flyer about estate planning, right? So it tells you about estate taxes, death taxes, so on and so forth, right? Because a lot of people don't know you have to pay death taxes. What are death taxes? When a person dies, there needs to be a tax return filled out. I'm going to pull up right here and park up for a second, right? So I can show y'all this, right? So like I said, this is about estate planning, because we don't do enough estate planning, right? So this is, actually planning for the future. So let's read what this says. This actually gives a real life scenario. I'm going to read this to you guys, right? So it says modest estates, because realistically, estates and estate taxes don't happen until $13 million, right? That's when you start paying estate tax, right? But you should have a will and final testament. Why? Everybody knows Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther. Well, he died intestate, meaning without a will. So what does that do? Well, hold on. I'm going to pour some of this contrast into this and get it ice cold. Well, because he died intestate, that means that the state determines what happens to your assets. The state determines who gets what. And when that happens, right, you end up like Chadwick Boseman, where the state got $1.5 million to dictate that his wife got $1.1 million and that his mom got $1.1 million. If that got split up equally, that's $750,000 more that could have gone to his wife and his mama. Right? So, I'm going to read this to y'all. It says, modest estate planning. The scenario. Let me roll up my windows. Too many cars rolling by right there. So, actually, you can't have too much life insurance, Queena. There is a thing called being overinsured, which is dangerous as well. It's very hard to get overinsured, though. Joseph Yennock owned a small shop where he sold and repaired bicycles. He died at age 52 in a cycling accident, leaving an estate worth $600,000. 6 months before his death, Joseph's financial planner had asked him yet again about making an estate plan. But he continued to procrastinate. He thought he had plenty of time and that his modest estate would pass easily and automatically to his only surviving family, his daughter, Ashley. Ashley was not close to her father. She was a busy single mother to Benton, age 4, and she both worked and went to school. When her father died suddenly, Ashley dealt with the funeral arrangements, but it was weeks before she had realized that no one had contacted her about a will. Using a legal help chat line, she learned that her father had probably died intestate or without a will. Many in the chat room suggested that she discuss the situation with an attorney, but she was reluctant to spend the money to do so. Instead, she searched her father's house and came up empty-handed. She grabbed what bills she could find and paid them, canceled the utilities, and locked up the house, planning to sell it in the summer once school was over. Ashley had a joint bank account with her father, so she began to use those funds to pay her bills, student loans, and household expenses. 6 months later, clients, creditors, and even the IRS began to send her mail related to money owed by her father's estate. She had no idea how they even found her, but she was soon overwhelmed by a flood of demands. Both the State Department of Revenue and the federal IRS wanted to know why her father failed to file a tax return for the last year. Like I said, death taxes. She began to panic. However, it wasn't until she received a notice that the hospital had filed a claim on her father's estate in the local probate court that she finally sought legal help. A planning strategy. A will. Estate plans are not just for the very wealthy, and problems like Ashley's are almost a certainty for those who die intestate. Joseph likely knew that Ashley would not be capable of or even interested in winding up his affairs. The best solution would have been to create a legally valid will with a qualified executor. The executor could have filed the will in probate, paid the outstanding debts, closed his accounts, and filed the appropriate state and federal taxes. Joseph could also have granted the executor the ability to wrap up the business, including the sale of all his cycling inventory and equipment. True, a will drafted earlier in life will need to be reviewed and revised as circumstances change. However, this can often be accomplished by executing a simple codicil to the original will. Life insurance. A life insurance policy would have provided Ashley with an additional inheritance without going through probate. This money could have also been used... Give me 1 second, y'all. My wife's calling. Sorry about that, y'all. That was the wife. Let's see. Flabberjabba. King James, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you all into the truth. For he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears, he will speak, and he will declare to you the things that come. He will glorify me, because it is from me that he will receive what he will make known to you. Exactly. So, life insurance. A life insurance policy would have provided Ashley with an additional inheritance without going through probate. This money could also have been used to pay debts, taxes, and attorney fees. The moral of the story: it is dangerous to procrastinate making a will, since we never know how much more time we have. As this story illustrates, and wills are not just for the wealthy. Even a modest estate can cause enormous headaches for loved ones, without a will and executor to guide the process. Life insurance is also a great tool for providing additional funds that will pass outside of probate that can be used to pay for final expenses and provide an additional inheritance. Right? So again, like I said, a lot of times you're going to get these things that are just, it doesn't really tell you about your options. All it tells you is to basically come see a financial professional. Right? And the other flyer is this: Home Sweet Home. Love is what makes a house a home. Congratulations, you're a new homeowner. You saved to afford the down payment and monthly mortgages, and now the keys to your new home are in your hand. Being a homeowner comes with a lot of new responsibilities. If you haven't already, now is a great time to think about protecting what you love the most inside of your home. There are a variety of ways to protect your loved ones and preserve your lifestyle should anything happen to you. Ask yourself, what would happen to your loved ones if you were gone? What would happen to your new house without your income? Take the time to protect what matters most. I'm here to help. Not sure where to start or what to do next? Call me anytime so I can help you make the best decision for your savings and protection needs. Right? And then it has my info. Right? So when people are like, Pat, do you have some info? Do you have a pamphlet? Sure, here you go. Now, is this going to help you make a decision? All it's going to do is tell you to call somebody who does it. Just like if you got a backed up toilet and you call 1-800-ROTO-ROOT and you say, can you send me some info so I can select my decisions? No. Can you send a plumber out here to get this shit out of my toilet? Yes, it is, Malika. Yes, it is. Also, I know, listen, I also involve myself with this thing called Legal Shield. Why? Because part of the insurance professional's job or your financial advisor's job is after they sell you life insurance, not to just bounce, right? But it's supposed to be a lifelong relationship. Right? You're supposed to be involved with this person on and on and on. Now, unfortunately, right now, I got to hop off because the wife just called and I got to go do some husbandly duties. So I'm going to go be doing that. But before I go, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Thank you, Wanda. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute, champions and contenders.